think within the book we know that Mary charts so honestly, so openly, so I suppose brutally and harshly honestly at times, the journey that she undertook, and indeed that the wider family undertook with Brendan and with Father John as they journeyed through dementia. And it is a journey that many people in society journey with, but do so silently. It's not often discussed or amplified, and I think we owe Mary a great debt of gratitude that she does commit to paper all that she experienced, the avalanche of challenge and emotion, because it is only when we name it that we can actually own it and we can share it, and Mary does that so beautifully here in the book. Mary did say to me that you can, whatever poem you would like to read, you can read it. I'm going to break the bad news to her and say, no, I was compelled, and it's so difficult to find just one sort of, I'm just a couple Mary. But I am going to read the first one, okay, which was a poem she called Revelation. And in this poem she speaks about knowing that there's something wrong, but not wanting to acknowledge it. Not wanting, understandably, to name it, but there does always come a point where it's named for you. And she calls the poem Revelation. For weeks, if not months, I've been fighting off the truth. I worried more each time I had to say goodbye to you. One early morning phone call with all it took to force reality home. And he said, Mary, I'm lost. They pulled me from my seat. Where are you? I asked. I was relieved at first to hear that you were safely in your home, just 20 steps away from your bedroom. 20 steps to prove that you could no longer live alone. You completely consumed by the grey. Me utterly exposed to the revelation. There was now no pushing back the truth, no hiding in the shadows, and Mary owns that, and I think we can all own it with her for those that know what she speaks of. But yet I want you to know that within this book, within this wonderful volume of poetry, there is spirit, and there is life, and there is joy, and there is so much feisty energy that it is Mary all over, and it is the Brendan that we know and the Father John that was so much loved, both Brendan and John. And so she speaks of the ice creams and the drives and the singing and the sing-songs, and Mary especially has referenced that when all language failed, music remained. And the great Irish short story writer Daniel Corkery once remarked that behind music is the breath of life, and how wonderful a salve that was, that music remained for Brendan and for John. And I am just so overjoyed that music is so inextricably linked with everything that's happening today, because today is also a celebration of two wonderful and warm lives. And I suppose I want to read a second poem now from this wonderful book, where Mary speaks of her great battle to push back the grey. But the battle could never match the desire of the grey to be heard. And again, I think it's something that we can hear in this poem, her tired, helpless, yet always kindly voice when she speaks of and to Brendan and Father John. So this poem is called Greylands. And I wish I brought my glasses, I'm really sorry about that. Had it been within my power, I would have given you my hand and led you safely clear. Instead, helpless as a child, I watched as the grey drenched you in loss and fear, consuming you day by day and bit by bit, determined to take your all. devoured mind and body, and teased me with random glimpses of your spirit and your spark. It taunted me with possibility, but all I could do was stand and watch and weep and sing old songs and turn old memories like tumblestones, and kiss your head and hold your hand. And again, something so remarkably beautiful about that when we can do nothing else, we do have the gift of touch, the gift of the kiss, the gift of the hand on hand, and how reassuring that is. Again, our humanity that raises us up even in the darkest of times. And it is wonderful to find a poem that celebrates that raising up of our humanity, our outreach to one another. If COVID has taught us anything, it has taught us that we do not like to survive alone. We are so much better and so much more enhanced when we are together. As we are here today in this room, we are better because of each other's presence. And that's not to say that we don't have our disagreements. It makes the world that it is. But we are better when we are together. And Father John and Brendan were better when there were no words, but there was touch. And Mary articulates that so well. And we would hope that those reassuring hands will always be there. And I am privileged to think that Mary would choose that all of that money that is raised from her books would go to those who consistently, every day, quietly and unobtrusively extend the hand to those that need it. And in this instance, we speak of our Square here in the Stone, and we speak of Fatima in Tralee. Two excellent examples of staff who give of their all every day to make the lives of those who cannot any longer exist on their own. They are supported, they are minded, they are cared for, they are lifted up by the touch of hand and the touch of heart. And so as Mary dedicates the money that's raised from the book to both Fatima and Ora Squira, I think she beautifully captures why she has decided to do that in a poem she entitled, Thank You. Simply, thank you. This is what she says. In the presence of his crumbling mind and failing frame, the gift of your understanding was a soothing salve. The kindness of your voice and eyes and hands, second nature, and mostly unnoticed, was given as a right and without a fuss. When thanked, you'd shrug it off, but it meant the world to him, and it means the world to us. And I think she speaks for all families who have benefited from the care and kindness of those who work in our nursing homes. So